From Everybody Studios, we're jumping off the pages of Southpark Magazine as we bring the stories to life that make up the art and soul of Charlotte. This is Southpark Says with Krisha Chachra. Pull up, turn it up, and take a seat. Have you ever wondered what life would be like as a social media superstar? What does it take to be an influencer, and how do you get your break in the industry? We're talking about content creation with a social media sensation. You're listening to episode 11 of Southpark Says with Krisha Chachra. Joining me today in Everybody Studios is Vidya Gopalan. She has over 4 million followers on TikTok and 500,000 followers on Instagram. If you're one of those followers, you probably know her as Queen City Trends. Vidya, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm so glad that you're here, that you said yes.
I know.
Because you don't do a lot of podcasts, do you?
I really don't do any podcasts, but I know you. And I love you. You're a good friend of mine. And I mean, we got to talk about this. This is like, it's exciting. So it's kind of nice to be able to pull the magazine together and then also, you know, both of us having a chat.
That's right. And that's the most important part is that, yes, as Vidya said, you know, for full disclosure, we are friends and we've known each other for a few years. And so this was a privilege for me on many levels to not only talk with you today, but to have done the story for you in Southpark Magazine and for us to land the cover. If you haven't seen it, this is a beautiful, stunning cover of the November 2025 issue with our very own Vidya gracing the cover.
I know.
And it's beautiful.
Amazing.
The pictures from Ali Young, and he's done an excellent job. And we also had Kendra Surface doing your interior styling.
Yeah.
But Ollie did a great job and captured not only pictures of you, but also of your family.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Yes. So it was a lovely magazine. And you have had just an amazing, fantastic fall, I must say. It's been pretty epic.
It's been kind of crazy the last few months, I have to say. But
yeah. So because I would say let me remember this.
Mm-hmm.
In October, you celebrated a milestone birthday.
Mm-hmm.
You had a collaboration with a global iconic cosmetic brand.
Yes, Tarte Cosmetics.
Tarte Cosmetic. And then at the end of the month, it came out that you were going to be on the cover of Southpark Magazine.
I know.
The first South Asian.
Yes. Which is amazing. I mean, Southpark is like my home, you know? So like it's pretty amazing to be able to see something like this and for it to all come to fruition.
Yeah. I mean, how do you feel coming off of October?
Exhausted.
Yeah.
But I feel extremely grateful for all of these opportunities. I mean, this is like unbelievable to even be able to do something like this for a living, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't think this was possible years ago. So it's really amazing.
Well, I don't even think it existed years ago to this level. I mean, that's one of the things that we were talking about in the interview is that you didn't start out in life thinking, oh, I'm going to be an influencer. I'm going to be a content creator. That didn't even exist.
No.
So let's actually backtrack a little bit and talk about that. Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you grew up and how you got here.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was 6 years old when I moved to the U.S. We moved to Minnesota from India, guys, which is like complete polar opposite, weather-wise, culture-wise, everything. And we moved to Minnesota, and then I grew up there. I mean, I lived there for about 2-3 years, and then we moved to Arizona, which is kind of primarily where I grew up.
Okay.
I went to elementary school, middle school, high school, college at University of Arizona.
Okay.
Graduated with a marketing degree. I mean, so we talked about kind of what I wanted to be.
Right. You wanted to be a pharmacist. Right?
Can you see me as a pharmacist?
I mean, I don't know. I guess no, I can't really.
No.
I can't really. You need more interaction with people.
Yeah.
I mean, handing people the drugs that they need, I guess, is very helpful.
Maybe.
In some ways, but yeah, no, trends is more your thing. Trends, not drugs.
Oh, I like that. That's great.
See, there you go. There's the writer in me. So trends, not drugs.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how did you decide? Okay, so you went in for pharmacy school, I suppose.
Yeah.
And what made you think, this is not really for me?
It wasn't even, I don't even think it was pharmacy school. It's like pre-pharm, so you take classes leading up to it.
Okay.
So I was in like a biology class, all these science classes, and I'm like at 8 a.m. going to a biology class, I'm like, this is not for me. And I was like, first of all, I don't understand anything that they're saying. I'm not like, I can do math, but like the science side is just not my thing. And so I thought about like what I really wanted to do. And I'm like, well, the business school is great here. Why don't I look into pursuing something there?
Okay.
And so after freshman year, I decided, or maybe it was sophomore year, I decided to switch majors and I went into marketing.
And your dad actually encouraged you.
He did.
That's really, I love that because, in our community, our parents are very important in the decisions. They're always like involved in the decisions that we make. So yeah. So he consulted and you consulted with him.
I consulted with him.
Right.
I mean, he got a PhD in economics. So he's kind of been on the business side for a while. And I think he knew like my personality, who I am.
Right.
I would do far better in business school than I would in pharmacy.
Yeah, so he saw that in you. But a lot of those skills, I think, in business have helped propel you into this industry, right?
Absolutely.
And helped you be successful. So then how did you launch yourself from a business degree and being in business? Because I think fashion was always part of your life, as we talked about in the article. But how do you bridge from that to content creation?
Oh man. So, I mean, once I graduated, I went into retail. So like I worked at JCPenney for years and in Plano, Texas. So I was in corporate retail there and I've always wanted to be on the fashion side. I loved fashion. I loved dressing up. I loved makeup. Like ever since I was little, that was just something that I enjoyed doing.
That was just inside you.
Yeah, it was just something that I loved. And so, so I went and I did that for several years. I mean, social media didn't exist really then. It was, I mean, maybe we had Instagram, but it was like very personal. Like it was like all like private and no one was doing it as a job, just sharing for fun kind of thing. And so it wasn't until like 7.5, maybe close to 8 years ago when I had left my job at Belk. So once I left Plano, Texas, I moved to Charlotte for my husband. And I was like, well, I need a job. I'm not just moving because you live here. I need to have a job. So then I found a job at Belk. And once we did that, about 8 years ago, I was like, I follow a couple of people that are doing content creation. And I'm like, this is such an interesting field. Like, I wonder how I can get into this. And then so I just started posting. You started putting content up there. And you were already a mom by then, too. I was a mom, yes.
So this is something that you probably needed for yourself, just to have a creative outlet at first.
Yeah.
And it was up and coming.
Right.
And you had your kids. And I remember you telling me you used to gather them in the car. This is such a great story.
Yeah.
You gathered them in the car with your outfits. And what did you do?
It would be like every weekend. So every Sunday I would have like my, 6 outfits or so for the week, bring everybody in the car because they were little, right? They were very little kids and we couldn't just leave them at home. So.
Sorry, mommy's going to go out and pose for, my content creation. Yeah.
We had my Honda Civic and we would keep all of my clothes in the back and then go to like Phillips Place, go to Southpark Mall, like different areas around Charlotte. And Rakesh would take photos of me.
Okay, Rakesh, your husband.
Rakesh is my
husband.
husband.
Who is also Queen City lawyer.
He's not a very active member of social media.
Okay, this is not a call to follow him. I'm just saying he supports you in the sense that, he also has an Instagram handle.
He does have an Instagram handle. Okay. And I love that he kind of, used my inspiration
to
get his name.
To get his name, Queen City Lawyer, which is like a probably hot commodity name right now. I mean, how do you get that? So he obviously started early. He was on trend.
He was
with
on
you.
trend, exactly.
So he got you together with all of your outfits.
And he would take pictures of me in different parts of Charlotte. And I would change in the car in the back seat and then walk out with a new outfit. And I did this for years. I did this for several years, almost every Sunday.
Really? Yeah. Just disciplined content every Sunday with your outfits and your places in Charlotte as backdrops and no money.
No money. I mean, it would be like because I wanted an outfit for every day. I wanted to be able to post. I was very, very consistent about posting, even though I wasn't getting a dime. Because I truly like enjoyed doing it. It wasn't just like I need to make money to do this. I like had a lot of fun. It gave me this like creative like energy that I can use besides just being a mom day in and day out. Like this was something I really, really had fun doing. And so, I did it for years without getting paid.
So you were just doing it like for fun, for the creative energy, but did you at that moment think this is something I could do for a living? Like if I could, this is what I would want to do.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I knew, in my head, I was like, if I just continue doing it without any real expectation, maybe something will happen.
Really?
Because I've seen it happen to so many people, right? At this point, when I started, I've seen other creators that started from nowhere and have now gained a lot of popularity, are able to share their day-to-day life. Like I know that there is something that could come out of this.
Right. It was the consistency for you. But this was before the pandemic.
This was before pandemic.
Okay. So do you feel like now if people started posting and doing it as consistently as you did then, that they would have the same result now, or has the landscape changed?
I absolutely think they could.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think a lot of it, like I said, it is dependent on consistency. Like don't have any expectations out of it. Just do it because you enjoy it. You have fun. You're able to really bring in something to the table. Like you're able to also put yourself out there. You're able to like talk to your audience. I think all of that really matters because it shows that you're an authentic person and people relate to you more when you're who you are. So absolutely. I think anybody can do this.
So that formula still would work today.
Yeah.
So what do you think it was about you posting these outfits consistently, every Sunday? And, well, you go out, you film every Sunday, and then you post every day of the week. Why do you think that people enjoyed seeing that?
I think it was just like a fresh, new perspective. I wasn't the same kind of creator. I was, obviously I'm South Asian, and so I bring something else that maybe people haven't seen. And also I think they want to see real people with real bodies wearing clothes that they can see themselves in. And I think that is ultimately why this industry does so well, especially with people that are in fashion, makeup, lifestyle creators, because it's just everyday people. You're not completely all made up. There's no like crazy, photography in the background. It's just you're using your camera.
That's right.
Like your iPhone. I've been using my iPhone for years.
Yeah, none of the bright lights or the high dollar cameras or whatnot. Yeah, but then I think that you had mentioned that people look for that kind of content to make a purchasing choice. I think the difference with the magazines and the ads that you see in the magazines is that we're telling a story. Yeah. And we're telling a story, but the story is like a timeless story. Whereas I think what content creators do so well, and what I've learned, through talking with you and through this article, is that you bring that story to life. Yeah. And in a very immediate way. Yeah. So that they can make a purchasing decision if they feel, if they feel kinship to it. Right. Exactly. And so that relatability. And so how do you become relatable?
Man, I think it's just being yourself, right? Like speaking your mind, being authentic, just like not having to worry about what other people think. There's always going to be outside noise. But I think just owning up to who you are, I think makes the biggest difference. And people can see right through that. Yeah. You can tell if someone is like faking it. You can tell if someone is not really being super authentic. But if you're just out there speaking your mind, if you're out there showing whatever it is, whether you're showing outfits or making food or talking about life in general, people can see right through that.
So that's interesting. So it's not only just about you putting content up about the products or the brands or what you're wearing or the makeup. It's also a peek into your life.
Yeah.
Does that get hard when you are opening up yourself to the world really about your life? And is that like a hard choice for you that you make yourself make every day, or how do you navigate that?
I think to me now it comes way more natural. I think in the beginning, it was kind of like, okay, well, what if I say this? What are people going to think? What if I talk about this? How are people going to judge me? And like a lot of that kind of goes through. I mean, even sometimes now that goes through my mind. But also, I feel very content in what I do. I feel very confident in what I do. And I know that not everyone is going to like me. I know that not everyone's going to want to watch what I do, and that's completely fine. Everyone has their own interest. And so I think you just have to be okay with the outside noise, whether it's good or bad, and just be true to yourself.
Right. And I'm sure you do, unfortunately, get some negative noise.
Oh, of course.
You do. And how do you handle that now?
I mean, there's nothing really.
Do you just ignore it?
You have to ignore it because with 4 million followers on TikTok, not everyone's going to like you. Like, it's just not going to happen. But there's nothing you can really do about it. It's like any kind of figure that is popular on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. You have to just kind of ignore the noise and just continue to do what you do.
Yeah. But for the large part, I would imagine that you have some positive followers who
100%.
Yeah, who really appreciate what you do. Especially, you shared with me, especially young women who see this as aspirational. Talk about that.
Yeah. I think it's really great, especially for young girls. My content is very positive. Like I don't really talk about a lot of negative things on my feed. It's very like aspirational, inspirational, and I think a lot of young girls enjoy seeing that. And I try to be very I try to make sure that's what I show on my page. And so when someone's like, "Oh my God, you've inspired me to start creating content," or "You've inspired me to make better like healthy choices when I'm eating food," or "Your fashion sense has really helped me." Like those are the types of things that are like, okay, well, I've kind of made a difference. Maybe it's a little difference, but I've made a difference in someone's life. And that's good feedback that I like to be able to listen to and then continue to move forward with.
Yeah, I mean, it gives you a purpose.
Yeah, it gives you a purpose,
in this business. And, I think a lot of content creators, and maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of people who we call influencers didn't understand the power of their platform because it is ever evolving and ever changing. And I also admit that as a writer, the traditional old-fashioned way where I started with a pen and paper, I also didn't realize the work that it took to get to where you are. Because from my perspective, and my friend and I were talking about this earlier, there were gatekeepers, right? When we were trying to move up in our industries, whether it was TV, radio, writing, there were people who would be there to decide whether we got the job.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, whether our content was good enough, whether our writing was good enough, whether our grammar, our sentence structure, our delivery, our presence, our look.
Yeah.
There aren't gatekeepers in this industry.
Yeah.
So what kind of responsibility does that put on the content creator when you're disseminating information?
I mean, you have to be mindful and thoughtful about what you're saying or what you're putting out there. Like for example, I'm not like a health coach, right? So I can't really like talk about medical advice to people on my channel. I'm not going to do that. So like there's certain things where you can and can't say and do, and you have to be mindful of that. Although, maybe you do at one point and someone's like, "That's not right," or "What you're saying doesn't make any sense," or, those types of things. Even this morning, I was talking about how I always shower with my contacts on.
Huh? I do too.
And apparently you're not supposed to do that.
Oh, really? And I've been wearing content since I was 16.
Yeah. I've been wearing contacts since I was like 11 or 12 years old.
Yeah.
And someone was like, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to wear your contacts when you're showering. And I had multiple people tell me that. Because like, you can get an infection from the water. And I didn't know that. Like, so there's things, like, I mean, maybe that's kind of far-fetched, but like there's things like that I'm not going to like talk about.
Right.
If someone is bringing that up, like, then, you know, I'm not going to encourage people to wear their contacts under the shower.
Please don't do that. Well, but wait,
that makes any sense.
That's right. Okay, so you're not going to give medical advice.
Yeah.
But wait, I'm just really curious about this. Did they actually DM you this stuff?
Oh, multiple people DM me. I had optometrists DM me. And they're like, you shouldn't be wearing contacts when you're taking a shower.
Oh, wow.
But I'm like, I can't see.
Yeah.
I don't know where my soap is.
Exactly. How do you get anything clean?
Yeah.
I don't know. We have to rethink that. Maybe we can wear goggles in the shower or something. But yeah, I don't think that. I think I'm going to keep that one. You know, I think I'm going to keep my contacts
You're
on.
going to take the risk. Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm like close to 50 years old now, and like my eyesight has been the same since I was 16. So. And I've taken multiple showers. Yes. So interesting. But, you know, Sahana just started with her contacts, right?
She
so,
did.
yeah, that's something that maybe she can start. That's a trend she can
Yeah, I don't know what she does if she...
Maybe you need to check on that. Maybe you need to check on that. But speaking of Sahana, you also have another child, Sean, and we both, you know, and I say their names liberally because they are on your page, Sean and Sahana. But let's talk about that for a minute. I mean, where did the decision of actually involving your family come in? And was that a tough one? How did you and Rakesh navigate that?
You know, it wasn't like... I wasn't one day like, oh, I'm going to have my kids be in my content kind of thing. It just kind of naturally happened. So when I first started on social media, it was just me sharing outfits and makeup and things like that. My kids were very little. They weren't really a part of anything because they couldn't talk. They were just like, you know, they were just little toddlers and young kids. And so it wasn't until I think like 4 years ago when, you know, Sana was kind of getting into like fashion and getting into like wearing like cute outfits, and we went to New York together for her 10th birthday and we did like a funny like fun trend video of each place in New York City that we went to with different outfits. And it was not like a planned thing. It was just like, oh, let's just do something fun like this, just like a cute little memory. So I took that video and then I posted it at the end of our trip on TikTok. It was the end of 2021. And that like blew up.
That was the pivotal post.
I mean, it just showed like it was fun. It was like a mom and daughter like sharing their outfits, like, you know, kind of that kind of bonding element to it. And so it wasn't like an intentional move to share my family, but as time went on, day in and day out, as my kids were getting older and they could speak and they could talk and they could have opinions, it all just came in naturally. So I take a lot of like vlog content. I take day in my life, and I take, you know, multiple different things where my kids are present. And so it was just kind of easy to integrate them into it. And it didn't feel like I was forcing them to be in it.
Okay.
Yes.
And so you feel safe, and because there's always this discussion, you know, how much social media exposure should we allow for our kids, but also allow our kids to be in?
Yeah. I mean, I think in the world that they're going to be living in is going to be social media, you know, down the road. I mean, I think there's definitely an appropriate age where they can have access to social media themselves. But I think this is kind of the world that they all live in. And this is kind of the trajectory of even their career paths, like whatever they want to do down the road. If they wanted to get into social media, it's definitely an amazing career path to be in if you do it the right way. So I don't think that there's definitely right and wrong ways to do it. And I think they're old enough and they are able to voice their opinions, and that makes it easier for me to include them.
That's right. And because you are so knowledgeable of the industry and the way the algorithms work and whatnot, you can also be mindful about the content that they put on there and show them the right way to do it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, my guest today is Vidya Gopalan. She has over 4 million followers on TikTok. I mean, that's an amazing number. Yeah. And 500,000 followers on Instagram. And you probably know her as Queen City Trends. So let's talk about this.
Okay.
When you first started out, your name wasn't Queen City Trends. So we're going there.
Oh no.
Well, let's just talk. We can talk about it in the PG rated version.
Okay. So when I first started off, I was like, what is my username? That's like the big thing. What is your username going to be? It's going to stick with you forever. And so I was like, how about Queen CLT for Charlotte? Queen CLT Trends. Oh, Chic. Sorry.
Chic. I think you said Chic.
Queen CLT Chic. Okay. Like, it's a cute name, right?
Yeah.
And so I sent the username to my sisters. And I was like, hey guys, what do you think of this? And one of my sister-in-laws, she called me and she goes, it sounds like Queen blank Chic. I mean, you guys can.
You put in a certain vowel and it's definitely a different trend.
Right. And
it's definitely a different brand, put it that way.
Right. And sometimes when I'm like putting up stories about Charlotte and I put CLT, some people actually think I'm writing something else. Like they're not reading the whole thing or they're like missing, like they're not understanding. Because I sent you a screenshot of somebody that said
someone
that.
was just like, oh my gosh, I thought you said this.
Yeah. So that wasn't going to work out.
No, I am glad you took out Queen CLT Chic.
Yes.
Because it would be a different brand.
It would be.
You would have highly different content.
It would be a very different brand, a very different content. And I don't know where, maybe I would have actually, maybe it'd be on OnlyFans or something. I don't know. Like, listen.
You might have 5 million followers on TikTok for different reasons, probably.
For different reasons.
Yeah. No, so then you decided to pivot.
Then I decided to pivot to Queen City Trends. Okay. And Queen City being Charlotte is my home. I've been here for over 17 years and I'll probably stay here for the rest of my life. Nice. You know, it kind of just worked.
Yeah.
And it clicked.
Because because it's very apparent. If you're into fashion, if you are on trend, you can connect with you and you definitely can relate to the content you're putting on.
Exactly.
So how does this hit differently? I mean, you are very, obviously have a huge presence on social media, but all of a sudden you land on a cover of a magazine.
Yeah.
And your first cover, I'm assuming?
Yeah, first cover. Yeah.
Well, we're very proud of that because Southpark has always been very gracious and liberal with highlighting diverse stories and diverse people. And this is a big win for them, too, because, you know, we have been around for 26 years.
Yeah.
And the first time we have a South Asian woman on the cover, but also a content creator, full-time content creator. I'm very honored that I got to tell this story. So their South Asian writer writing about you. I mean, there's a lot of like feels for our community with this one. But what has been the feedback you've gotten going from one type of media to another in this way?
I mean, I think it's been all amazingly positive. I mean, to see the first South Asian person on a cover and to also have a writer who's also South Asian is kind of unheard of, especially for the city, I feel like. And so to be able to see that all come together is really amazing. And everyone has been super positive. And it's also exciting to read because it's not your typical story, right? It's not a career path that most people would think that they can get into or go into or succeed with. So it's almost like it gives people a chance to like see that this could happen to anybody as long as, you know, you can stay consistent, you post and you're willing to put yourself out there. So I think it's just really, really like amazing. And you did a great job writing this entire article. So I'm just very, very grateful.
Thank you. It was very personal to me too because of our relationship. I wanted to make sure that you were proud of me and that you wouldn't unfollow me after after the article came out.
Unfollow you afterwards.
Yes, because I'm glad you follow me, but I'm glad you still follow me. I'm even more grateful for that. But you know, I think for me it was very interesting because a lot of people really care about, what you do online. They follow you. They take what you have to say to heart. I mean, I'm also someone who has purchased products because I know they look good on your skin, and that relates back to mine. And I know I trust your judgment. So, so the purchasing power, I think that you, the purchasing choices, I think that you help influence, I think are very big. But I also wanted to make sure that we got to know you on a personal, deep level as a community member.
Yeah.
Because I always say that, ideas and inspiration come globally, but the way we change minds is locally.
Yeah.
And when you see someone like you doing what you do on a cover of a magazine, and those kids know that you live right down the street from them, I mean, that's big.
That's big.
Yeah. And especially when they see you on the racks all over town. I mean, they can say, hey, that's, my mom's friend, or my mom, follows her and she lives here in Charlotte, and I can do that.
Yeah. For sure. It's definitely that's been the coolest thing. I get photos, I get DMs from people that are just out here locally, whether it's Harris Teeter or the mall, and they're sending me pictures of the magazine article. I'm like, wow, this is magazine cover, I should say. It's pretty amazing. Even my kids they had no idea that I was on the cover. So when I took them to Harris Teeter the day it dropped, and they walk in, and Sana noticed it immediately. Like right when we walked in, she saw the rack. She's like, "That's you!"
Oh my gosh!
So that was really cool for them to see, and they're really proud and very, very happy.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, as a writer, it was a privilege, and we also, so many people in our magazine staff, including Mercy, who's here in the audience. She's in our marketing department. Followed you, knew about you, and advised our editing team, we need to write an article about her because she's here in Charlotte.
Yeah.
So I think that everyone, really does relate to you on a big level, but now, in a big way, but now they can see you, and how you make an impact locally and learn a little bit more about your life.
Absolutely.
Now, but I'm curious to know, and I asked you this before in the article too, how does this translate to, other forms of media? Because I think that in media, media is ever evolving and changing. Sometimes we don't even know if TikTok's going to be around. There's been threats to take it off. But if that happens, what kind of skill sets do you feel that you possess to have made you so successful in this area that you can translate to other things if it were taken away tomorrow?
Honestly, there's so many things. I do everything, right, in terms of video production, editing, creating the content, coming up with the concept, filming, start to finish. And there's also the business aspect of it that you don't see. No one sees that aspect. So the how you negotiate, I have a team that helps me do that, but there's a lot of that goes into this that people don't have access to or are able to see. But it's a full business, and I think it has to be run like a business. And that's what I don't think people sometimes understand is that, yes, I get to create content, I get to share my life, I get to do all these fun things, but at the same time, this is my business. And I have to treat it like that, and I have to stay, that keeps me motivated to continue doing what I'm doing. Even though I started off not really thinking that this was going to lead me to anywhere, meaning I didn't think I was going to make a living off of it. Now I am. And I know that if social media goes away, which I don't think it's going to go away, but if there are, there's always going to be changes. There's going to be a new platform or the new this, new that as we continue to grow with it. I think the business aspect of it is still there. And that's something that I'm able to kind of take with me wherever I go.
That's really smart. I mean, you wake up every day, I remember you saying, thinking about how can I grow my business today?
Yeah.
What can I do to improve my business?
Yeah.
And what does that look like every day? What is your typical day? If that's your driving mantra of the day, how do you execute that?
I think for me, if I have certain projects or sponsored content that I have to do, I always plan that ahead of time. But to be honest, my content is very real time. So what I post on there is extremely real time, what I'm doing that day, what I'm doing maybe the day before, and I'm posting it the next day. But it's quite real. So when I wake up, I don't always know for a fact that this is what I'm going to be shooting because I like for it to come off really authentic and me and who I am. And so sometimes I'll just come up with a concept that I think will work that day, and I'll work around that. Whether I'm shooting like a Get Ready With Me and I'm having a discussion talking about, expectations that I have as a mom or whatever it is. So I'll kind of be putting on my makeup as I'm talking to my audience. And so for me, it's because it's real time. I don't plan too far ahead. I plan sometimes even the morning of.
Really?
Yes.
And then sometimes you find these trends that are happening in TikTok, like the anthropology rock. My gosh.
Oh my gosh.
That was so funny. And I know that was spontaneous.
Yeah.
Because out of nowhere, Vidya is like spraying a rock down that she got from her neighborhood and trying to convince her husband that she paid $250 for it.
I mean, that's the best thing about TikTok is that you find these funny trends of other people doing these like pranks. And you're just like, oh man, I have to do this. This is going to be amazing.
Because Oprah got pranked too.
She got
that's
pranked.
How big this trend was. So,
and Anthropology had a table of rocks that they found somewhere and they were pretending to sell. So
smart. That's pretty genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's only something that could be captured online because you couldn't put that in a magazine. It wouldn't be funny.
No, it wouldn't be funny. You'd have to have the emotions and the between me and my husband, the fact that he was like, what are you talking about? You paid $500 for that rock? What do you mean?
Was it $500? That's so funny.
Maybe I said it was 50% off. I think I said I got it on flash sale for 50% off.
For $250 still? My husband would be like, you better be returning this now. Or just taking it and chucking it back in the backyard.
The funny thing is we kept the rock on our coffee table.
It looks good.
For weeks.
Yeah.
and then finally I think we gave it back to the neighbor.
Okay.
Who hasn't moved in yet. But yeah.
She's not there yet. Yeah. So that's really funny because I came over and I saw that and I was like, I don't know if I'd pay $250 for this, but yeah. So those trends are really funny, and I think maybe that may be the future of media is that we need to do more collaboration between a standalone magazine like this, podcasting, social media. I think just the collaboration itself, I think, is what elevates the message.
100%. Yeah. I actually think having a magazine like Southpark Magazine and then doing the podcast along with it is really incredible.
Pretty brilliant.
Yeah. And it kind of ties in the story together, and I think it excites people more and it gets more viewers. So
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, yeah, I'm honored, and Ben had the idea, and I'm glad that we could, do that because it really does bring the pages to life.
100%.
In that way. If you're not working, what is the way you like to spend your time?
I enjoy going to the spa.
Yes. Yes. My spa girl. That's right.
And then I also, so it takes me 4 hours to do my nails. So if I'm not working, I'm at the nail salon for 4 hours.
I mean, they look great. That's like a cat eye look, right?
It's like the cat eye look.
Yes.
So
okay, so
just
nails,
relaxing,
spa,
or just watching TV.
Yeah.
Watching a show on Netflix.
Yeah.
I like
the deep thrillers.
Really thriller, drama, somebody is gonna get killed somehow. Those types of shows. I know, it's like...
Right. I mean, but something that keeps you engaged.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's some good ones. I'm like that too. My husband's like, should I be afraid?
Yeah.
Yes, you're watching way too much Forensic Files.
Do you know what it is? Girlfriend.
Yes.
That was so good.
Okay.
That was good.
That was good.
That
okay,
was
good.
really
good. I'm in that genre too, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, and is that your favorite movie too? Like something like a thriller like that?
Yeah, I like drama, thrillers. Yeah. Those are kind of my... Not like scary movies. I like the thrillers to kind of be realistic.
Okay.
I know it sounds horrible, but...
You're like, that could happen.
That could happen.
And if it did happen, I know exactly how it happened. So I'd be very helpful to the police right now.
Exactly.
Okay, so you just want to solve the mystery.
Yeah.
Favorite outfit? Your outfit if you're not, going somewhere fancy or...
Oh, I live in aloe sweatpants and sweatshirt. The matching set.
Okay.
I own every single color.
Oh, you do?
Every color.
Wow. They're very happy.
And every time a new color, they're very happy because they're not cheap. Every time a new color comes out, I'm in there and I grab it.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And you also talked about, by the way, I want to interrupt this, but you talked about the fact that just because you wear certain brands, you understand that not everyone can. And so you always try to find a different option for people.
Oh, yeah. I think there's so many realistic dupes or like similar outfits to what sometimes I wear that are maybe a little bit more higher price point. A lot of like Bottega bags, for example. Amazon has like so many similar bags that have like that weave pattern to it that are like $30.
Yeah.
So there's always
I have
options to do that. Yeah, I have one. I love it. Yeah.
I have one. Yeah, no, you're right. There's always an alternative.
Yeah.
And you really do showcase a lot of makeup. And, you know, obviously your skin is glowing and you look lovely. And all of us that are watching you now on YouTube are very jealous and sad that they don't have that kind of face. But what are some go-to products that you love?
Oh my gosh. So I don't think you really ever need foundation. I think if you have a concealer, that can take care of like your base of your makeup. So I use Tarte and I love Hourglass Cosmetic Concealer. Those are my two favorites. I also think you don't need to wear eyeliner. Eyeliner is Dunzo. Is that Dunzo still something people say? Or is that like a very millennial thing? That was
understand.
from the hills.
I understand.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so Dunzo, Bozo.
Yeah, Dunzo. So no eyeliner, just mascara.
Okay. Oh boy, I'm off.
I think blush.
Yeah.
I think like all you need is concealer, blush, mascara, and a little bronzer.
Okay.
And like some kind of a lip. So like 5 products.
5. And that's all you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I've seen your makeup drawer and your makeup stand. I'm sorry. Your makeup wall.
Yeah, I have, it's a makeup room. It's a gigantic room of makeup.
Because people keep just sending you things.
Yeah.
Do you feel obligated to always showcase everything you're sent? Because you're sent like what, like 50 boxes a week?
Yeah, sometimes.
At least?
Yeah, at least 50.
Yeah, so much so that you're giving snacks to your UPS guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So do you feel like an obligation to use everything that is sent?
I don't feel like I'm obligated to, but if I love being able to try new products. I mean, that's what I do, right? I share makeup and I share fashion. I said, like, I love being able to try new things. So when a brand does send it to me, I might not use every color, right? I'm going to use a color that's going to be best
for you,
suited for me. I wear like dark lips and I wear like very neutral eyeshadows. Like those are the types of things I'll use. And then the rest I try to like give it away to my followers. I give it away to friends, to Sahana, to some of her friends. I know they're all into makeup. So like, but there's never an obligation to post about it. If I'm not using it, I'm not going to post about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So we did talk about the fact that you have an agency. So when your agency brings in you know, a product or a brand that you want to work with and you sign a contract, then you have to post about it. Yes, when you're contracted to do something, you have to, but I'm very careful about who I work with. I've said no to many people, no matter how much money they're going to give me, because I have to like the product, right? It has to work on my skin. It has to fit me the right way. It has to make sense with who I am as a person. Do their, you know, like all of that stuff has to kind of come together. So if I don't like something or if I don't use something, I don't want to talk about it because it's not going to feel authentic. So there's that part of it that goes into it. And that's the biggest thing is your authenticity.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when you're trying to sell something, like you have to use it.
Right.
And you have to like it and have some enjoyment with it. So.
Right. Really quickly, let's talk about you went to New York for a very amazing collaboration with Tarte.
Yeah.
And Tarte has taken you all around the world. They've taken you to Bora Bora, and the access that you've had through all of this through the content creation has been amazing. You've been to Necker Island. You've been to South Korea a couple of times.
Yeah.
And so Tarte took you to Bora Bora, but they also brought you up to New York to collaborate on a concealer cap.
Yeah.
And a whole product line. Is that correct?
Yeah. So it was, so we kind of were talking earlier in the beginning of the year about something that we could do around Diwali timeframe. And they were very much interested. I mean, I've had a really good relationship with them for a few years now. And, you know, I know their CEO and their team and everybody. And so when they asked me if I'd be interested, and it would be like a charity event, basically, where, you know, all the proceeds go to the South Asian Council. And so in New York, I said, absolutely, like, this sounds like an amazing idea, and I would love to be a part of it. And so we, designed the cap, we came up with it, and it's a cap that goes on top of the concealer that they already own and sell. It's their $1 billion concealer, right? It's been around for years. It's their number one bestseller. And I grew up wearing that concealer like when Tarte first came out, like their eyeshadow palette, and that were like my two products that I probably ever really purchased when I like had like adult money to like buy nice makeup. And so when they approached me to do it, I said, absolutely, I would love to. And it was an incredible opportunity.
Yeah, the pictures are stunning.
Yeah.
And the way that they put together that entire evening for you with so many other influencers and people that you admire in the industry. And then the best part was that your family was there.
Yeah.
And I got a glimpse of seeing how close your family is. Your family, your side and Rakesh's side together. It's been wonderful to see their support for you in this new industry.
Yeah.
So
I have by far the most supportive family. Not just like my kids and my husband, but my extended family too, like my parents and my in-laws. Like they're just, and they didn't grow up seeing anything like this.
That's
so
right.
for them to see it, and even in fact, like my mom was at the temple the other day, and maybe it was last week, I can't remember, but one of my followers went up to her and was like, "Oh my God, I love your daughter." And like for them to be able to like hear it and see that is, a different element that they've never really grown up with.
Well, we couldn't have realized it.
No.
Right. I mean, we never would have known. And the fact that they get stopped at airports, you've told me.
Yeah.
And so they realize that, what may have started out as just a hobby or something fun now has a huge influence and impact on the way people live their lives.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's really big. It's the new celebrity. So what's next then? I mean, this is your channel right now. This is your platform right now. Where would you like to go?
Oh man. I mean, I truly enjoy doing what I'm doing right now, but I think ultimately like, maybe starting something of my own, a brand of my own, or like if there's another collaboration opportunity with another brand, I would love to do something like that to build off of what I've already done with Tarte. So like, there's just so many endless possibilities with this field. And because I'm a lifestyle creator, I share so many different parts of my life. It's not just makeup and fashion and family. It's a mix of everything. So, I mean, honestly, I'm open to anything.
You're
at this
open.
Point. Yeah.
You're open. Eyes wide open.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Well, Vidya, thank you so much for spending time with me here and with us here at Everybody Studios.
Yeah.
I know wherever, wherever you go and whatever the future holds for you, it'll be bright and beautiful. And we're excited to follow along. So
thank you.
Thank you for being here. And thanks to all of you for listening. If you want to learn more about Vidya and her journey as a content creator and influencer, please pick up a copy of Southpark Magazine's November issue in 2025. It is hot off the press and flying off the shelves. So make sure you grab a copy before it's gone in November. And thank you so much for listening. You can also read the article and other articles in our November issue on southparkmagazine.com. Thanks so much for listening.